everyone, I hope you're good guys and welcome for a new tutorial. Today I'm gonna talk about Supersaw Lead and Hoover Synth sound. So you might be familiar with the Supersaw Lead, but maybe not with the Hoover Synth sound, which was kind of very famous sound in the 90s in the rave scene. And I tried to emulate this kind of sound in Ableton. So it came from, I think was the Juno Alpha or something like this. And it's been used a lot. It's been used a few years ago by the Bloody Breadtruths. And I got the impression it's coming back a little bit in the techno scene lately. And the thing is, basically, to create this kind of sound, I needed a Supersaw Lead, and I wanted to do a tutorial as well for a long time, but didn't really have the occasion to do it. And I say, okay, let's kill two birds with one stone. So you're gonna have one lead for the Supersaw, famous Supersaw kind of lead, which can sound a little bit as well like the 90s, but a bit more modern, and this Hoover sound. So let's listen how does it sound all together. So you will have the lead here, the Supersaw here, and the Hoover there. So yeah, you have here this kind of Supersaw lead that with this track you can play as a lead, or you can play like more as a plucky, or you can even play like more like a, you know how it sound like when you drop your sound. And then you have, so that's the Hoover sound. So it's not exactly like the original, but it's this kind of sound. So I made a rack for this, and on the end was very similar to the Supersaw that I wanted to do. So let's have a look how I made the Supersaw lead then, and then after we'll see about the Hoover. So the lead is, as you can expect, 2 saw waveform and 1 down an octave, and the tune. I have as well a sub oscillator with a kind of sawtooth there, even as more like a sub. So you've got a low pass filter here, or you can switch to 24, 12 is up to you. And about the modulation, we have the amp modulation. So here I reduce a little bit. The attack is very fast, so very aggressive sound, short, kind of short decay, and a bit to sustain a little bit down to get a little bit of dynamic. And then you have envelope 2, which is controlling the filter. Basically I wanted one different because I wanted a short envelope here to control the filter, because like this you can play the rack as a lead, but still you will have this percussive. You're gonna see if I remove the envelope, you get this a little bit more plucky kind of attack sound, which can be great because like this you can even play now the sound as a lead or as a plug, or combination of both. And just LFO is just a kind of vibrato here, like I do usually. And so one of the main feature obviously is the unison. So go full on 100% 8 voice, you have to have like a super detuned sound to be as big as possible. And I've put the synth in mono to be able to have the glide. So okay, that without the glide and that with the glide. You have this pitch transition, which is nice when you play it as a lead. Alright, so for this kind of sound, what you really need is make it as loud as possible. And for that, I've got this 3 plug. I'm gonna deactivate everything first, and I'm gonna first talk about these 3 plugins who are like more like as a loudness purpose. So you have this, you can see like without effect is kind of weak. You have this Shaman Try, it's a rack, I don't know, I think I used it in one of my templates. It's just a multiband compression, and I'll call it Shame Ultra because it's like completely destroying the dynamic of your sound. It's just like very brutal compression, if I can say so. You can see it like a sausage fattener or stuff, this kind of effect, you know. And yes, just the 3 first macro you assign, you activate or know which band you want. Then you have a dry wet. Shame is like the threshold, so the more you put, the more you're gonna compress, and then you can control the output gain of each band. And then you have one first saturation, loudness purpose here again. And you've got this one which is gonna be more like to add some crunch. So you can play that. If you don't like the little saturation that you can listen on the top end, you can just remove the dry wet. I like it. And okay, so once we've done that, and we have our sound super loud, I've put an amp. It's just to, you see, like the Supersaw kind of lead, you have always this buzzy kind of sound. It's just to accentuate a little bit this effect. I've put it just in case, you know, if you want to put it or not. And it's not assigned to any macro. It's kind of not working if you don't go inside the rack and make your own. Then you have utility to control the width. But obviously it's a Supersaw sound, so it's super stereo. And if you want to reduce that a little bit, you have a macro here. The loud control is what I've talked about before. Up to you, you can go crazy. You have the limiter anyway on the end to quash everything anyway. And yeah, I didn't talk about attack and decay. So basically it's when you play as a plucky effect, you can add variation, add modulation along the track with this macro. If I so okay, here the sound is dry, but you got the idea. And the EQ just to shape sonically the sound, just remove a little bit of the moodiness, add boost a little bit around 2 kHz, and then just some delay. Classic ping pong delay, and the reverb. It's quite a long GK. But usually this kind of synth, they are taking all the spaces like the main lead, so it doesn't matter. You can go and yeah, that's it for the lead. So very expressive. You can play lead plug, play with the filter. You can add sub. So if you wanna, obviously you're gonna need to remove that, but if you wanna play more like a drone, like basically here, it's in this track, in the example, it's like playing like very low frequency. I could have added a little bit of sub. And then so finally the Supersaw Hoover. So this kind of Hoover sound is basically exactly the same rack, the same macro, just the attack and the GK are different. So the attack one is not anymore the filter one, and it's controlling the pitch one, because you have now a pitch envelope here. So basically that's how you get this Hoover sound, is by applying a pitch modulation to your synth. And I'm gonna show you, I'll grab the spectrum, and you can see if I don't select the right one. So here you cannot really see well. If I take a longer one, so you can see your sound is going up in the pitch and then going down a little bit like this. So going like this to the right is with the attack, and coming back in the low is with the GK. So you can play with this time to really create your own. That's why I automate the attack, because you can want something more short like this, or even if you want something very long, you're gonna have a very rising synth. It's gonna take 20 seconds. Alright, but now we start to very sound like EDM. We already did a lot, but anyway, you can do what you want. So yeah, you can play with this kind of sound, with kind of pitch modulation, and get this kind of, yeah, very aggressive. So if you want to learn more about this Supersaw Hoover, there is a nice plugin from Audio Realism, the one who've done the Acid Box, and it's a very nice emulation. You can get otherwise the emulation of the Juno from Tal X, and it's free, I guess. And you can get a similar, because you need to really get the original one. You really need the pulse width modulation, and you really need the chorus, which is like is very on character. But these both emulation are great, and you can recreate like more like the original. And the Audio Realism as well have a really nice preset, and so yeah, go to check if you're interested in this kind of synth. And okay, that's it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you like it. If you like the sample, I will put the link of the sample pack in the description. And see you Wednesday, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.